Welcome back. The UK is heading to that general election tomorrow amid Brexit, and the rest of Europe is walking a fine line between anti-establishment movements and those trying to hold on tight to the EU. In all of it, a key part of the story is money, or in other words, currency. Has the euro been a success, and what might the future look like? Here with me is one of the foremost experts on the currency, whose aptly titled book, The Future of Money. He's also one of the people behind the design and implementation of the euro itself. ברנרד לייטר, thanks very much for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So we're here at this sort of critical crossroads. We have all of Europe teetering between these parties, and we have whoever is chosen tomorrow going to be leading the UK through a departure from the European Union. To put it simply, do you think the euro has been a success?
My answer is no, and it is not a success for the reason that I actually resigned on the project, what is it now, in 1980-something, 85, 86. It is not the design that I wanted to implement. I wanted to have the euro as the common currency, not the single currency. So in other words, each country would own their own currency, and you would have a parallel euro that would work in parallel. And it would
that would be used for what, for example?
Well, for everything else. For anybody who wants to work internationally. You know, why does a Greek person living in a little island have to use the euro and not the Greek drachma? It would be perfectly possible to do so.
So we know that apart from the United Kingdom, that choice was made to have it be a common currency. What do you think made that fail? What was the central problem with having everybody use the euro?
Well, we see the problem in extreme Greece, right?
Right.
When they cannot devalue their currency. So they have a huge crisis. There's a massive unemployment. 50% of the younger people are unemployed. I mean, there's 25%. This is one of the worst crises ever. And had they kept the two currencies, the businesses would have been the businesses for shipping and tourism, which are the two biggest income sources for Greece, would be in euros. And the people who are local can keep using their drachma.
Do you think it's still possible going forward,
no,
especially now? Too late.
Too late. That's why I dropped the project back before it actually got to that point.
How complicated is it, do you think, how problematic to have, on one hand, political unification via the EU, they have the actual bloc, and no common currency of any kind? Do they need to be parallel?
We need a common currency, because we needed to have a currency that would not devalue from the European perspective. If you have all the, say, the agricultural subsidies and all that stuff depending on a national currency, would have been a huge problem, wouldn't have worked either. So we needed the two. That was my big argument then, and still is today. And by the way, I think the reason I'm in Tel Aviv is because there has been something emerging here which actually responds to my hopes that I had to abandon 20 years ago.
Tell us about it.
Well, I'm here because of the development of Bancor Protocol, which is a completely Tel Aviv group that has been developing it, and they have come up with a solution, a technological solution in the blockchain environment that...
We're talking digital currency.
98% of all currencies today are digital anyway, right? If you believe that the shekel is different, you have to tell me why it is not, okay? So in fact, the digital currencies, the difference between 100% digital currencies and a 98% currency looks like a big thing, but it's not, okay? So they're both basically, currently, all currencies are fundamentally digital. And the blockchain environment is the area that everybody is merging to. Even the banks have been investing billions of dollars into blockchain applications.
And so what is this company in Tel Aviv doing that can change the picture?
Well, they have developed a protocol which enables complementary currencies that would work in parallel with the conventional ones, to give them 100% liquidity without a counterparty, and actually convertibility in whatever currencies that you desire automatically. So this is like a dream come true for me.
So before putting that aside for a moment, a potential dream come true, and we're looking at Europe now, where do you think financially Europe is headed to when we're heading now into Brexit negotiations?
If we don't change the system, I've been saying this for a long time in many different ways, if we don't change the system, not only Europe is in trouble, but actually the current system is producing a set of motivations that has created the unsustainable world in which we are. What's happening is the result of the currencies that we have been using.
And a realization of how unsustainable it is. Sounds like we're all actually seeing that right now. Bernd Leyter, thank you very much. Very interesting looking back and a little bit ahead with you. We'll look ahead tomorrow, of course, to the vote as the UK goes to the polls for the second time in less than a year. A critical decision ahead. And, of course, as former FBI Director James Comey